Hey, if you're living in Minnesota and you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix Metro, today I'm going to talk to a realtor friend of mine in the Minneapolis Metro area. We're going to talk about the differences between the two cities and why so many people are moving from Minnesota to Arizona. And we're going to do it in... My face is really shadowed, isn't it? None of this is working, is it?
Sure.
Dude, this isn't working. Sorry, man. Let me think here for a second.
Oh, that's decent. You seem a little bit more shaded now. Yeah, we can live with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What did I just do?
you lost your video.
Can you hear me and see me all right now?
Yep. You got a black bar or something at the top of you.
Yeah, it's my first Zoom call ever, bro.
Are you new on video?
I'm
You
kidding.
seem a little new. Okay, well, now I lost your video altogether.
Gotta be kidding me right now. Okay, so the shadow went away, so it should be on my
There we go.
Logitech now. Okay,
Yeah.
so it should be on Logitech. All right, cool. My face is still shadowed, dude, but I don't know. I'm not sure what else to do.
It's not too bad now.
Oh well.
Cool. Okay, well, let's get into it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Todd Hall, founder of Phoenix Homes and Hotspots, right here in beautiful, sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. Hey, if it's your first time visiting the #1 real estate resource here in the state of Arizona and you want to know everything there is to know about the great homes, the beautiful communities, and the top hotspots that surround them, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel right now. Then smash that bell. That way we can notify you every time we create new great videos and content right here on Phoenix Homes and Hotspots. Now listen, we're constantly getting phone calls, emails, and texts from all over the country and all over the world. We have people looking for more information about Scottsdale and the Phoenix Metro. They want to see homes, they want to see communities and neighborhoods, and they want to see the lifestyle and all the hotspots that surround it. So if you're moving to Scottsdale, Arizona, or the Phoenix Metro, or thinking about moving to Arizona, all you have to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. That way we can be your key to AZ. Now, check out the interview right here.
All right, sweet. Todd, hey, thanks for being with us today. I'm excited to have you on, introduce my Minneapolis people to your Phoenix people and vice versa. So thanks for doing this with me, man.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on. Look forward to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got to start. I think the biggest stark contrast between your state and mine has got to be the weather. So I'll let you go first. Tell me about the weather. You know, what's it like right now, and what's it like year round for you guys?
Well, that's why I'm sitting outside right now, right? I had to give you a picture of what it looks like here. So when you're sitting in your office out there, although it's summer there, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Right. You're just rubbing it in with all them palm trees I see behind you.
Palm trees and tennis courts and
Yeah.
pools. Yeah. So yeah, no. So weather here this time of year obviously is really, really hot. Although there's a nice breeze out here right now, which is why I came out. I thought I was going to get a little better lighting, so apologize. My face is dark. I don't know why that is because I'm sitting in the sunshine. But
That's right. So what is hot for you
anyway,
guys?
yeah, no, this
like 100
this time
plus?
of year the weather is hot, right? It's we're known as being hot and dry July through. No, actually, well, I mean, starting really in like kind of mid to late May, we'll start hitting upper 90s, starting pushing 100, and then from June through September, we're in the hundreds, pushing sometimes 115. Again, dry, not a lot of humidity out here unless we get kind of the monsoons during the summer, and then it'll cool off and we'll get some humidity.
Sure.
But what people really come out here for is they come out for the rest of the year, which is October through April, sometimes into May. That's when that's what people really live for out here, right? We have lots of things to do outdoors, and so like from your area, for example, a lot of people that come from your area, yeah, some people come out here to move permanently, but we get a lot of snowbirds from your neck of the woods, right?
Sure.
So people that don't love your winter weather love coming out here and having a place in Scottsdale, which is where I'm at right now, but or anywhere in the Phoenix Metro. Really, they just love coming and spending those cold months up north down here. So
yeah,
you know, that type of, you know, fall and spring, we are in the 70s and 80s a lot for highs. We'll get down into the 50s and 60s as highs in
December, January.
Sure.
But I'll tell you, man, I mean, you could be sitting out here in January, and as long as there's no wind and the sun's on you at 55, you could be in a t-shirt and shorts sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's not the same 55 that you're probably used to.
No.
But yeah, so that's pretty much what the weather looks like out here, and it's a huge perk for people coming here.
Mm-hmm.
And then for your weather, I know it's probably completely opposite, right? I mean, in terms of the patterns.
I mean, 55, and I'm like suntanning in the winter. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. Yeah, I mean, everybody leaves here because it's so cold. So, I mean, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's super cold in the winter. I think you can just kind of get used to it a little bit. But we kind of have like really wide swings. So, the winter, I think I've had it as low as like negative 15 or 20. Which is pretty nasty, obviously. We don't necessarily get a ton of snow, I wouldn't say, but a decent amount of snow. And the roads are nasty for a little bit, but it's, I guess you get used to a little bit. So then, there's obviously like ice fishing and cross-country skiing and that sort of thing that people are into around here.
Right.
But then the summers are super warm too. So we have a just really wide range. So actually this week we had heat advisories and everything, and it was, I think just under 100 that we hit this week, but it's kind of that nasty humid heat sometimes when it gets really hot like that. So I'm from Colorado originally, and I know the dry heat is not nearly as bad versus when it's just humid. So that's pretty nasty.
It takes some getting used to. It's definitely feels different, but the nice thing is when you step outside in the dry heat, you don't really sweat, right? It could be 115 degrees and the sweat dries off of you before it actually before you feel it, where in the humidity you're just constantly dripping. So that's one of the nice things about the dry heat, but it takes a little bit of getting used to, for sure. If you haven't been in it before.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about kind of the lifestyle. I mean, what do you guys do? What are, favorite sports activities? What's Phoenix known for?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, golf, right? This is, so I'm centered in Scottsdale. We sell real estate all over the Phoenix metro. Scottsdale is just a city that borders Phoenix to the east. And so some people think of Scottsdale as kind of being synonymous with Phoenix. When they think of Phoenix, they think, hey, Scottsdale is really that upscale area of the Phoenix metro. So that's where I'm based out of. We do a lot of business here, but we also do business around the valley. But the number one activity here is golf. So in those hot months, I mean, you can't go anywhere in this valley without being within 5 to 10 minutes of just a great golf course somewhere. Sure. Whether you're in Scottsdale or anywhere else. And so, first and foremost, golf. But there's tons of outdoor activities. So here, we have the hiking. It's just desert hiking. Sure. Now, the other cool thing is in the winter or in the summer months, for people that actually live here year round, we're only 2 hours from the mountains. So you can go up and fish and hike and stuff in the summer, and it'll cool off 20, 25 degrees from what it is here in the valley. It's only an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Sure.
So there is some relief in the summer, but hiking, golf, we're known. We're not the most diverse city from a culture, from a culinary standpoint. But we have great chefs and great food here. Really nice nightlife. Right now I'm down in Old Town Scottsdale, in the Old Town Scottsdale area. This is really the epicenter of shopping, restaurants, nightlife. I'm really sitting right in the heart of all that. So, everybody has their reasons. Of course, we have all the sports teams, which I know you guys have. You have 4 sports teams, right?
Yeah, I think we got all of them. They're nothing to be known for, but yeah, we got some.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we struggle with that sometimes too. Not this year with the sun. The sun finally got there. So
there you go.
But anyway, there's tons to do. What we're our busiest time of year, especially for people just coming out to visit, is January through March. So we have the Waste Management Phoenix Open in January. We have the Barrett Jackson Auto Auction, and then that leads into February and March with spring training baseball. And all of that, I mean, so that springtime is really for people visiting. That's the time to come. But again, people coming from your area, a lot of them come out and they'll buy a home just to live here for 6-7 months, and then they'll go back north in the summer. And then some people come full time. So. Yeah. And then for you guys, you mentioned some of the things that you that you do in the winter months. What's the summer and the rest of that look like?
I mean, we're probably the opposite in the sense that our state is just so green, so pretty much any outdoors things you can think. I've got hiking trails within about 2 blocks from my house, so there's a lot of areas, tons of hiking trails, tons of forest area, that kind of stuff. You know, we've also got the North Shore. So if you want to drive a little bit, you know, you can get up to Duluth and kind of the North area, Boundary Waters. So just, I mean, tons and tons of outdoor stuff. You know, we have crazy seasons, you know, that we really hit all four of them pretty hard, but there's something for every different season, which I think is pretty cool. What else? A lot of people get cabins up here. So a lot of second home owners that'll have just a little cabin up on a lake. You know, there's lakes all over the place. So fishing and water skiing and jet skiing and all that kind of stuff. Very, very common, very popular around here. You're almost like not a man if you don't have a boat, which I don't have a boat yet, but it's just like everybody has a boat, it's got a cabin. You know, cabin traffic is a big phenomenon on the weekends that actually right by my office here, that it's a traffic jam because of everybody going north, not from getting off work. So it's a super active state. We've also got, it's kind of a very, you know, indie art scene kind of thing going on. And so in the cities, you know, very eclectic, lots of little clubs, little bars, you know, quirky, weird shops and things that you can go catch a live band while you're catching a bite or a drink or something. And then, you know, because we've got Minneapolis and St. Paul that are both right next to each other, they're just like a few miles away. You kind of get a double dose of everything too. And so you can go check out something in Minneapolis and it's totally different than when you go to St. Paul. So
what's the difference? I mean, what's the difference between, what's the big difference, the major difference between Minneapolis and St. Paul?
St. Paul is smaller and it's older. Generally, it's a little bit more of the like historic. There's more museums. They're both right on the Mississippi, just not far from each other. St. Paul is definitely a little more of the like historic vibe, even with their houses or whatever. Minneapolis is kind of like the younger, cooler, hipper side of town. Cool. Nice. You know, more corporations, much bigger downtown, a lot more of the like condo lifestyle, higher end. Mixed with kind of the like, you know, grungy millennial vibe that, you know, is that's cool, casual and laid back too. Yeah. So nice. Minneapolis is cooler for sure, but you know, it depends. If you ask somebody from the other side of the river, they might say St. Paul is.
Depends on what vibe you're going for. Yeah, that's cool. Well, and then for people moving there, it gives them options. I always call, so like I said, we do a lot of business in Scottsdale. I always call Scottsdale a very lifestyle diverse city, meaning that there's something for anyone, depending on what part of Scottsdale you actually move to. And it sounds like it's very similar there in regards to that, where it's just like there's kind of something for everyone, depending on, you know, what section of town you live in. So that's cool.
Yeah, 100%. So, okay, let's talk about real estate. I mean, what, you know, I guess when I think of Arizona, which maybe this is right or wrong, you better tell me, but I think of like a whole bunch of seniors that are all wanting townhomes that are there seasonally. I'm sure that's not all there is to the state, you know, but is that kind of a lot of your guys' housing or what's housing like?
No. Yes, we have a lot of senior living out here. Is it the majority? No, absolutely not. I mean, for us, we have people, see, Phoenix is driven on affordability and weather, and you could probably throw a couple other things in there, but at the end of the day, people love the weather and they love the affordability. So our taxes are low, our housing is still low relative to where most people are coming from. So no, we have business professionals, we have businesses flooding into this area from California and some of the states where people are just like, I'm ready to get out, right? California, or most of my clients this year are coming from Washington, Oregon, and California, and they're ready to get out. And some of those businesses are ready to get out too. So we have tons of business professionals, lots of families. You know, just breaking down Scottsdale, I said Scottsdale as a city, just Scottsdale, not the rest of Phoenix Metro, which is just a section of the Phoenix Metro, is very lifestyle diverse. So if you live in the southern part, which we call Old Town Scottsdale, which is kind of, like I said earlier, the epicenter of all the entertainment and stuff, you get a younger vibe. As you get further north, the demographic gets older. So you get kind of in that north central area, you have a lot of families and kind of that 40s, 50s crowd, early 50s crowd. And then as you get up into North Scottsdale, the further north you get, you start getting into more of the retirement crowd, the 60s, 70s demographic in a lot of those types of subdivisions. Although there's always a mix, you know, here there's, even though South Scottsdale is more of a millennial crowd, you're still going to have a mix of some seniors down here and different stuff. And same thing with North Scottsdale. So yeah, you're right. I mean, we have a great retirement. We have great retirement communities around the Phoenix Metro, but it definitely doesn't make up the bulk. I mean, our population is over 4 million. I think we're the 4th or 5th largest major metropolitan city in the country. So yeah, it's definitely, even though from the outside looking in, it probably seems like it's like mostly made up of retirees. yes,
Sure.
we have a great community for that, but that's definitely not the bulk of the population.
Sweet. That's awesome. So what kind of prices do you guys have, that come along with maybe an entry-level buyer versus a senior townhome type of development or new construction? What kind of prices?
Well, again, I'll just use Scottsdale as an example, because if I went Phoenix Metro, it's just such a big area. So just using Scottsdale again as an example, as you move south to north, South Scottsdale median home prices are in the low 400s, although you're not going to find a whole lot. I mean, there's kind of that lag measure, right? So you're not going to find a whole lot of great single family homes at 400,000. A lot of them are in the, some of the remodels and stuff like that are in the 500s.
Sure.
And I say remodels because South Scottsdale is the older section. So as you get further north, it gets newer, and then south, it's kind of the older section.
Sure.
And then ranging up into North Scottsdale, median home prices up north of the 101 freeway in North Scottsdale are in the 800s, and then ranging all the way up into multi-million dollar real estate up there. So there's something for everyone. In Old Town Scottsdale, you can still buy a small condo, 800 square foot condo, right? Within walking distance to everything for a couple $100,000. So there's really still price points for everyone out here. And then property taxes are really affordable. So it makes everything, from a housing standpoint, with the property taxes being as low as they are, it makes housing that much more affordable, where somebody can either move here and decrease their cost of living so they can spend the same amount and get more, or they can just increase their purchasing power and buy more for their money. So that's so definitely that benefit.
That's cool. That's awesome. You guys are a little bit higher price point than we are then, I would say.
What's that?
I'd say you're a little bit higher price point than we are overall.
I was curious. I don't know your pricing at all. I know where most people coming here, we're finding that they're saving money here. What's pricing look like out there?
Well, and that makes a lot of sense too, because you guys have a ton out here coming from California, which is super expensive. Our median sales price around here is about $350 right now, across the metro. So if you're looking for something real entry level, maybe you're like $200 to $250 for a condo or a townhouse, something. I mean, condos are a little less, and then if you want new construction, it's usually starting in the 400-ish range, for something very entry level. But then, certainly, depending on which side of town you're on, the west side of our metro is definitely, probably 800,000 or so for their median. But the bulk of it, everything's pretty mixed, I would say. Even like within a city, you can usually find pretty affordable prices, and then the sky's the limit, of course. But generally we're like 350 for an average price.
So as a metro, that's about where we're at. So we're very comparable from a metro standpoint.
Sure.
Scottsdale is the second highest priced city in the Phoenix metro. So when I was breaking that down, I was really breaking down the city of Scottsdale.
Sure.
But from a metro standpoint, it sounds like we're pretty close in terms of median home prices.
Sure.
What are your taxes like there?
Typically about 1%, give or take. So $300,000 property, $3,000.
Okay, so we're just a little bit below that. We'd be about 0.6% in most areas, depending on the area.
Sure.
So we're a little less than that, but that's not too bad compared to a lot of people are like pay 3 times the property taxes that they pay here, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people moving from places like California and whatever for that exact reason, going to Texas, going to Arizona, wherever.
Well, even Texas. I mean, a lot of people don't know Texas is a great state, and it has affordable housing. The only thing is their property taxes are a killer. I used to actually sell some real estate back in 2006. I moved some investor money out into Dallas, and man, their property taxes just absolutely crushed our cash flow. So it was like they were running about 2%, upwards of 2%. I mean, give or take, actually 2%, 1.8 to 2.2%, depending on the city, in property taxes. So it kind of just destroyed some of their affordability. But
yeah, that's crazy. Well, thanks for being on with me today. I really appreciate it, Todd. It was good to let people meet you from our channel and vice versa. So hopefully people can get an idea of the differences of Twin Cities and Phoenix area.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just to add, I don't know. Well, one thing I was going to ask you, how many people do you have? I mean, do you see a lot of people coming from Arizona to Minnesota? Because I know you have a lot of people coming from there to here. Do you see a lot of migration from our state to your state?
Nope. And they're all going your direction.
The one thing that I might add just to kind of close is that, most of my clients now, especially with YouTube, come from out of state. They're out of state buyers. And with so many people coming from your state, I think you had mentioned to me at one point that that we're like Scottsdale's like ranked number 6 or something like that in terms of where people are going to from your state.
Out of Minneapolis.
And so for people watching your channel, one thing I might say is that, hey, if you're coming to Arizona, yeah, absolutely, we'll roll out the red carpet, we'll take care of you. But one of the things I always tell people is, you know what, when you list your home in Minnesota, right, and regardless of where they're coming from, but in this case, if you list your home in Minnesota, if you and I are able to work together, the timing is so important, especially in these hot markets, that if you and I, if they're able to list with you and buy with me, we can make that transition and that kind of that synergy so much more smooth for them, as opposed to if they don't use the two of us as a team. So I would really encourage people watching your channel and kind of checking out Scottsdale and that type of thing. Yeah, of course, reach out to us, but make sure that you get Joe involved on the other end, because we can really make that transition a seamless transition for them.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's so frustrating when you know, you're working on one side of the transaction and the other side you have no idea what's going on, and you know, they're kind of going rogue, and yeah, completely agree. It makes it so much easier for the client to just have that easy handoff from one to the other. So I love it.
And the people on my channel actually know what my face looks like, but the people on your channel can actually go to Phoenix Homes and Hotspots and see my face where it's not all blacked out. I'm literally sitting in the sunshine, man, and my face is blacked out on this video. I'm so frustrated right now. But yeah, so my channel is for people watching on Joe's channel. My channel, if you're thinking about coming out to Phoenix Homes and Hotspots on YouTube. My website is phoenixhomesandhotspots.com. And then Joe, and I'll put all your information in the remarks below. But you want to just tell everybody how to find you on YouTube and how to find you online as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Just search Living in Minnesota. There's actually 2 channels with the same name. The other one is dead, so just look for mine. But you can also search Joe Carmack or jcarmack.com. And then, of course, for both the channels, we'll put all the links in all the description below for phone numbers and emails and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
For both of us. So cool. I love it, Todd. Well, this was great, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate you having me on, and we'll get some people down here from Minnesota soon. And I love it. Like I said, we'll roll the red carpet. You and we'll roll the red carpet out for them.
I love it. Sounds great, man. Thanks so much.
All right.
Have a great day.
We'll see you.
All right, so you're moving from Minnesota to Arizona. What do you do next? Well, if you're new to my channel, the very first thing you want to do is you want to start checking out the videos. These videos have made it very easy for you to start to get a feel for what it's like to live here in Arizona. We have community videos, pros and cons, cost of living, you name it. This is a wealth of information right here on Phoenix Homes and Hotspots. So check out those videos. And then what you want to do is subscribe to our channel, smash that bell, because we are constantly putting out new content that's going to help you make your transition here to the Phoenix Metro and Scottsdale, Arizona, very smooth. The next thing you want to do is reach out to Joe. His information is all in the profile or in the description right below me. Reach out to Joe if you have a house to sell. That way we can collaborate and make sure we make that transition as smooth as possible for you. And the last thing you want to do is, not the last thing, but one of the things you want to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Let's get some dialogue going right away so we can help you. We do Zoom calls to get you familiar with the area, and we just have a really streamlined process to make that transition nice and smooth for you to move from Minnesota to Arizona. Now you can check out some of my other popular videos right here.